in the main event tonight against Nick Diaz, a true warrior and a longtime MMA star. Big John McCarthy. Here we go! Black trunks for Nick Diaz. Comes out with a low stance early. The Spider in his trademark yellow and black trunks. Both men southpaws. Nick has outstanding hands. He's already
talking to him. Here we go.
My.
That's what I was hoping for.
And last time I checked, Anderson likes to taunt a little bit as well.
Oh, Nick Diaz landing kicks. Look at this. I love it. I love it. I want him to be mic'd. We need to drop a microphone in there so I can hear what he's saying.
We'd have to beep it all out.
He is talking mad trash. We don't have to beep it. We're on pay-per-view, man.
Yeah, good point.
I want to hear what he's saying. He's talking trash. Look at this.
Oh!
Whoa, look at this.
Anderson stepped in and connected.
I'll tell you what, man, that kind of trash talking can mess with your head.
Well, yeah, but would it mess with the head of Anderson Silva? Such a veteran, as successful as anyone in MMA history.
Who knows where Anderson's head is at right now?
Wow, really? I love it!
Look at this.
Nick Diaz is doing an Anderson Silva, and John McCarthy says, let's fight. I don't think Anderson will be goaded in.
Look at this. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Big John says go after him now. But here's the issue. Anderson likes to counter, okay? If you go back to the fights back in the day where Anderson was not exciting, they're the fights where his opponents did not lead. The Patrick Cote fight, the Talis Leites fight, the Damian Maia fight. Damian Maia, particularly because he couldn't close the distance.
Anderson tried with the combination there. Diaz. Silva, round one. Fight scheduled for 5-minute rounds. Watch out for Anderson Silva in the clinch. As dangerous as any fighter in the clinch. The things he did to Rich Franklin back in the day, wow. Another kick from Diaz.
A beautiful leg kick by Diaz.
Watch for Anderson to kick from this position with the left leg. That's the one that was broken. We sure
Nick
saw
Diaz
a training video where
good left hand there, Mike.
Anderson standing in the pocket now. Nick trying to clip one off his chin.
Nice leg
There's
kick.
the kick.
With the broken leg.
Yes.
The formerly broken leg,
yes.
I should say.
And I think that even though he's trained so much, Joe, you got to have a couple in a live fight, in a real fight, to say, you know what, my leg's okay, let's go. Got to get that first hit and shake it off and know you're okay. Nick's got some fans here tonight. The Brazilians are 5-0 so far this evening at UFC 183.
Anderson is a master at finding openings in the striking. You see it in the Vitor Belfort fight. They moved around a lot until he found something, and that something was a front kick to the face. But Nick Diaz has been training with some really high-level kickboxers in preparation for this fight. Artem Levin, Joe Schilling, two of the very best pure kickboxers in the world today in active competition. So he believes he is well prepared for whatever Anderson can throw at him.
Anderson caught him.
Good counter left there by Anderson.
Looking for that clinch. The knee. 1 minute. Both men taunting, feinting, and there's another shot that lands. And again.
Solid jab there by Anderson. Nice leg kick by Nick, again.
There's that kick and a return by Anderson. Looking for the elbow and the knee. Oh, over the top.
Good right hand over the top by
Anderson again. Nick trying to counter.
Nick is having good success with that left leg kick.
The strike's very close here in round one. Actually, right now, tied at 24. Final 10 seconds.
What is that thing that Nick is doing where he's poking his elbow out at him? Very unusual. I've never seen him do that before. Spinning back kick. Look at this.
Yeah, now Anderson has something to say. Some messages to Nick verbally at the end of the round. Round 2. Let this main event continue. Anderson looked very sharp in round 1.
So again, note that Anderson does not like to lead. He likes to counter.
Switches his stance. Just continuously taunting the most successful champion in UFC history. We talk about layoffs, though. I mean, Anderson 13 months, Nick almost twice as long since the fight against George St. Pierre in March of 2013.
Well, Nick only wanted to come back to fight big-name fighters. That's it.
Yep.
He wanted to fight for a title or fight someone like this in a main event. And because of that, he held out.
And Joey wanted to fight a guy who he believed would fight him back. First time at 185 for Diaz. Both men Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belts. Now the Silva fans. The Portuguese chant here inside the sold-out MGM Grand Garden Arena. Inside leg kick. Nick's starting to advance more. Let's see if Anderson's able to counter.
There's that thing that Nick is doing, just sticking his elbow out at him.
Both Nick and Nate have been with Richard Perez with their striking for so long.
Again, with that left leg kick, that's been one of his best weapons so far. And again.
No attempt to check any of those kicks by Anderson. And the same right there. Although he tried to meet that kick a little bit more. The 1-1-2. That's a good kick.
And that's with that left leg.
Yep. I think we can put that one to rest almost, Joe, if he continues to throw those kicks like that.
Yeah, he seems to have that confidence with it. Look at this.
Good shot. Sprawl. Neither fighter with a real true wrestling background. Of course they can wrestle. You have to be successful. So I don't know how many takedown attempts, if any takedowns at all, we might see in this, Joe.
He's picking his shorts out of his butt. Blocked.
Look for the elbow. Comes in.
And Nick looking for the counter right hook there.
Total strikes still about dead even. Now we are.
Nice left hand over the top, a right to the body and a left hand over the top by Nick Diaz.
Anderson with the kick.
Comes back with a hard leg kick.
Pushing forward.
Oh, another hard leg kick.
He loves that elbow.
Put a lot of weight behind that last leg kick, Mike.
Picking up the pace here.
And again, that's with his formerly injured leg. Good,
nice,
straight left.
Solid left hand.
Tell you what, Nick Diaz takes a tremendous punch.
Oh,
always
absolutely.
has.
Yeah.
Oh, hard kick to the body by Anderson.
Anderson had that lead upward elbow just miss in the last connection. And there's a good
by Nick.
Yep, countered by Anderson to the body. He has a lot of movement, and now he connects. Watch out.
Nick Diaz over the top with some right hands.
Anderson right there in his face, though. 10 seconds. Let's keep going. Wow. Round 3.
We're starting to see Anderson open up and get loose.
Right near the end of that round, Anderson was pushing forward. And light heavyweight champion John Jones, who's in the crowd, Joe, just stood up. He's become such a fan, as everyone is, of this main event tonight. Inside leg kick. Don't forget, check out Fox Sports 1 for the post-fight show immediately following our pay-per-view. John Anik, Daniel Cormier, Michael Bisping, Ariel Helwani, live on Fox Sports 1. And again with that lead kick.
Nick is switching stances up quite a bit.
Yeah.
Now in orthodox. He needs to be more active here.
Anderson look for the head kick. Anderson, very disciplined, and that's what we talked about early. Would he fall into this Nick Diaz trap? So far, he has not.
Well, this plays against Anderson's style. I mean, Anderson's style is to attack guys as they're coming at him. I mean, you look at the Forrest Griffin fight, it's a perfect
now
example
he's making
of that.
fun of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, but I'm speaking, Joe, of Nick trying to taunt him,
Yeah.
and Anderson goes back to the center. I'll fight my fight, I'll take care of
Yeah,
things.
well, I think it's the only way Nick can get Anderson to lead.
Yeah. Anderson just pushed forward a bit there. Switch. Nick said he felt very strong here at 185. He's carrying more body weight and more muscle than he usually has.
Well, he's also not dehydrating himself to make the weight.
Diaz tried to land the same kick that Anderson has found success with. That upward elbow just missed again. Anderson picking it up. The flying knee.
Diaz with a right hand over the top.
Anderson
Nice
with a
kick
kick
to the body.
back to the southpaw stance.
And
He's
again,
eating
that
him.
leg kick, but he doesn't seem to have any problem
No.
with it at all.
He just eats it. That's the foot. Still hurts. They're in range now. Anderson's movement is so spectacular. And Nick's starting to get busted up a little bit, Joe.
He ripped that right hook to the body there. And a
Nice.
left hand over the top.
You can see the damage on the face of Nick Diaz. Anderson looks just like he did when he walked in.
Diaz over the top with the left. And a good jab.
Jake Shields once said of Nick Diaz, he is the hardest worker I have ever seen. He runs about 6 triathlons on an average each year. He and his brother Nate. Cardio has never been a problem for Nick Diaz.
Nice inside leg kick by Anderson. The difference in speed, though, the way Anderson's able, look at that, the way he's able to deliver his strikes is very noticeable.
He's got that great Muay Thai base. Nick has Muay Thai, but he loves to box.
And Nick looking to land punches over the top. Nice leg kick by Anderson again with that formerly wounded leg. Good right hands by Anderson.
He spins and just misses.
Beautiful
And again,
leg kick.
chopping down the lead leg of Nick Diaz.
He's having no problem kicking with that leg.
Titanium rod in it. It was just mental, and he's working through it. Look at that, hands down, Anderson Silva style. And the counter.
Left hand over the top by Diaz. And again, right hand that time landed. Short right hook landed for Diaz.
Big round in total strikes for Anderson Silva. One of Anderson's fights. Couple at 205, of course, Joe, been 5-round fights. We are in the 4th round here. Nick Diaz scheduled for 5 rounds 8 times. He went the distance on 3 occasions. GSP, Condit, and KJ Nooms.
Anderson going up high with that front leg round kick. He's loosening up.
A lot of bruising starting to surface on Nick Diaz. You can see it under his left arm on that rib cage. All kinds of lit up. Anderson, very disciplined, very calculated, and trying to be ultra effective here in the 4th. You know he wants to stop him, but the same obviously can be said for Diaz.
We see more kicks by Diaz in this fight than anyone that I can recall.
Absolutely.
And he's been fairly effective with that left leg kick.
Anderson's movement still looks good.
Yeah, he's not showing any signs of fatigue at all.
In some ways, he had a mental break, got away from it, worked on his strength and conditioning. He wants to make another run at it. He wants that belt back.
This might be the most amount of leg kicks anybody's ever landed on Anderson.
21 landed thus far in the fight by Diaz. Anderson looking to cut off the octagon there.
Nick's just having a really hard time reaching him. You really see the difference in speed now.
Yeah.
As Anderson gets loose. Nice jab to the body by Anderson. But Nick is still cutting him off, trying to attack.
Past the midway point of round 4. Good kick. Silva trying to counter now. Such superb head movement. Caught him.
Nice leg kick by Anderson.
Came
Very
across
nice.
the body there, Joe.
Good elbow over the top by Nick Diaz.
Anderson pushing him towards the fence. Up the middle. Remember when Anderson was knocked out by Chris Weidman? He was showboating a bit and he got caught, he got clipped. His second fight, he broke his leg. You hope the UFC champion, Chris Weidman, heals quickly. Double jab.
Beautiful leg kick.
See if Nick can get some pop again. It's Anderson who looks more explosive. And Anderson with the better accuracy. Nick's not going to win the fight like that. Again, he comes across the body with that kick.
That right hook, left leg kick combination is very nice for Anderson. If Nick wants to win this fight, there's only one way. I mean, he's got to smother Anderson and try to take him out. I mean, he's most certainly losing these striking exchanges, especially at this point, where he's just having a really hard time reaching Anderson.
Fifth and final round. Joe, Nick's got to start putting those combinations together, and we've seen him do it many, many times. The BJ Penn fight, the best he looked.
This Anderson looks like the Anderson of old right now, Mike.
He sure does.
Very loose, very relaxed.
He's the man who won 16 straight fights to begin his UFC career.
Nick's sticking his chin out. He's talking to him. He's looking for that. That's what he's looking for. Looking for that counter right hook.
Anderson really mixing it up well tonight. Nick just doesn't seem to have that explosion here in the later rounds.
Well, he's never been the fastest guy. He's been a more of a volume style striker. Nice jab.
Yeah, uppercut jab. And again with the double jab.
And you gotta wonder if Anderson is going to feel frustrated in that he can't take Nick out. And that he is being taunted by this guy who fought at 155 pounds.
I think if he was going to be frustrated, he would have
There's
done
a nice left hand by Nick Diaz.
Anderson just missed with a kick. Now pushes forward again.
Nick Diaz is looking for that counter right hook, Mike.
Anderson all business here tonight.
Again with that front leg thigh kick to the side kick to the thigh. Good left hand over the top by Diaz.
And
good
ducking
right
under
as well.
with Silva. Midway point of the fifth and final round. Anderson, combination, and he gets out of harm's way.
He's just rolling away from that and slides easily out of the way of that leg kick. They exchange kicks there.
He's so good with that type of movement.
Again, Nick lands that leg kick.
He hasn't even tried to check one of them. Anderson punches and bunches. See if Nick has one sprint left. Anderson just slipping those punches.
You know, you think about it, this is a guy who took out light heavyweights like James Irvin, Stephan Bonner, Forrest Griffin, a former world champion.
Forrest so frustrated, Joey. He just walked out of the octagon.
And Nick Diaz just standing right in front of him and not really in danger of being stopped once. I mean, he's definitely been lit up. He's got some bruising and cutting on his face, but
look at Anderson. He looks perfect.
yeah.
You know he's got some bruising on that leg.
Well, you know, we've never seen Anderson swell or cut, even in his losses. There's a nice leg kick by Nick. That was a hard one.
Final minute of the fight. Elbow. Oh, yeah, Nick is all busted up under the eye.
Yeah, his left eye looks pretty bad now.
Might have been that elbow right there.
But he's so accustomed to that, Mike. I mean, he's fought so many fights like that. Even had surgery to take some of his scar tissue down and smooth out the bone on his brow because he was cutting so much.
30 seconds.
The
Dr. Frank Style did that surgery for Nick years ago.
The question is going to be whether Anderson is content to just do like this and win a decision, or whether he decides to open up at the last few seconds of this fight.
Ten seconds. They are going to go the distance. Anderson Silva returning for the first time in 399 days. And look at this, champion and champion. John Jones is an Anderson Silva fan. Fight Replay brought to you by Bud Light, the perfect beer for whatever happens.
And here we see Anderson, very nice, worksman-like performance here. And Nick putting pressure on him here, throwing that right to the body and the left over the top. And here's Anderson prodding with that jab, looking for an opening for the left, gets through with that right.
And Anderson Silva's reaction at the end of the fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score the contest 49-46, 50-45, and 50-45 for the winner by unanimous decision, Anderson the Spider Silva!
Just take it in, fans.